56 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, and Route 11 South in Chambersburg.
The following sports broadcast is a special presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. It's time for the excitement of West Virginia high school basketball. Today's high school basketball broadcast is being brought to you by
the Berkeley County Health Department, Bechtel Jewelers, Brown's Funeral Homes and Cremations, Hagerstown Ford, The Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, Gary Kelly Allstate Insurance, CMA Honda, the Mirius Group of Financial Advisors, Orsini's Home Store, Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, Smallwood and Small Insurance, and WVU Medicine, Berkeley Medical Center, and Jefferson Medical Center.
And now, let's go courtside and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team with today's pregame show.
Welcome here to Washington High School for tonight's high school girls varsity basketball action. Colin McLaughlin joined alongside Jim Klein. Our cameramen tonight are Harry Brown and Nick Verzolini. Back at the studio is Spencer Dupuis. Glad that you can join us here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 as well as WRNR TV on YouTube as the Washington Patriots play host to the Musselman Applemen. Let me introduce my broadcast partner tonight, Jim Klein. And Jim, these two teams, familiar foes as they just played on Friday, actually, and it was Washington getting the win 42-27.
Yeah, we've seen them a couple times, and I believe historically we've considered Musselman to be a second-half team, so to see the wheels fall off in the fourth quarter like they did Friday night, I would expect that Musselman has at least thought about those woes and will bring a different level of intensity tonight.
As this Johnny's Express tip-off pregame show brought to you by Johnny's Express. Johnny's has all of your game day food and drink needs, and if you need to wait to serve it all up, they got you covered. That's Johnny's Express, located at 1456 Winchester Avenue, right in Martinsburg, West Virginia. Let's look here at both teams. As we mentioned, it was a 42-27 win for Washington the last time these two teams met on Friday, but it was a close one at the half. It was 20-17. Washington was up, and then at the end of the third, it was only 28-24. But there in that fourth quarter, Washington cruised to victory, and Musselman fell apart, being outscored 14-3 there in the fourth quarter, and that's what ultimately decided this game for the Washington Patriots, improved to 11-4, 1-1 in section play. Musselman now 4-13 overall, 0-3 in section play, seeking for some revenge tonight and their first win in sectionals, and it would be their only win because they only have one game left on the schedule, and that's Thursday against Hedgesville. As for Washington, I'll let you take it away, Jim.
No, that's okay. I was just going to say, we know Coach Elliott. We saw them very early in the season against Hampshire, and he kept them motivated. I mean, Musselman was down across all three quarters and fought to come back right at the end. So, head coach Jason Smith of Washington, 11-4, 1-1 in conference right now. Interesting to see what he has to do tonight.
Let's take a 2-minute commercial break now here on the Johnny's Express tip-off show. Excuse me. And when we come back here from this 2-minute break, we'll break down the EPAC standings as well as take a look at the area schedule. This is West Virginia High School girls basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Life can get in the way these days. We all know that. Work commitments, social commitments, volunteer commitments, family commitments. You put your heart into all of it. You've got enough to worry about already. Your roof shouldn't be one of those things. Everything should just work. But when your roof is in need of an upgrade, you shouldn't have to worry about that either. Modern Renovations, your 4-state roofing solution. Reminding you that home is where the heart really is.
Hi, this is Lauren from Orsini's right here in Martinsburg. Grilling is not just for the boys. We are a Platinum Traeger dealer carrying the Pro Series all the way up to the Timberline Series. We have every flavor of wood pellets along with accessories, rubs, sauces, Not just Traeger, we carry Utz, Meat Church, Lanes, and Dizzy Pig. We also carry a full line of Yeti products. Orsini's has everything to complete your backyard. Visit us at 360 Hack Wilson Way or at Orsinis.com.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Ever try to collect on an insurance claim? Perhaps a homeowner's claim, auto accident, or fire. Insurance companies collect money from you for protection should something bad happen. And when it does, they don't want to pay, or they offer too little. At Mansion Ferretti, we have an attorney who worked defending insurance companies and knows all the dirty tricks they play to deny or lowball your claim. Call us today for help in getting what you really deserve. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
Welcome you back to this Johnny's Express tip-off show. Colin McLaughlin alongside me is Jim Klein. High school girls varsity action for some basketball in the EPAC as the Washington Patriots play host to the Musselman Applemen. Let's now look at the Eastern Panhandle Athletic Conference standings. We'll start in Section 1 before we get into Section 2, which is what you'll see in action tonight. And in first place on a 10-game win streak, and then the Spring Mills Lady Cardinals. They are absolutely dominant recently. They were the first team to finally beat the Jefferson Cougars on Saturday by 1 point, and those two teams are back in action against each other tonight. Spring Mills 11-6 overall, 3-0 in section play. And then right behind them is the Hedgesville Lady Eagles. They're 3-10 overall, 1-2 in the section. And rounding out Section 1 is Martinsburg, who has really struggled this year. 0-15 now, I believe, on the year. 0-2 in Section 1. As for Section 2, it's Jefferson still in first place, section standing-wise. They're 9-4 overall, 2-0 in the section. And then Washington right behind them with an 11-4 overall record, 1-1 in the section. Musselman 4-13 overall, 0-3 in the section, but they've been competitive each time that those teams have played. Jim, can you give us the other EPAC games that are taking place today?
Yeah, Shenandoah Valley Christian Academy is at Hedgesville, both girls and boys. Broadford and Christian Academy is at Musselman boys tonight. And a big matchup this evening, Jefferson versus Spring Mills girls.
Yeah, that may or may not be a preview of a possible regional championship game that we could see later on this season. But you'll hear, hopefully, those scores at halftime from Spencer Dupuis during the And One halftime scoreboard show, if he's able to get them for you this evening. But let's keep looking here at this matchup that we have for you tonight. Musselman leads the all-time series 16-4, and before Friday's 42-27 loss, Musselman had won 9 straight meetings over the Washington Patriots. But Washington charged by this freshman, a 5'4" guard in Mary Rivera. And you might hear to be a possible player of the game or a key player to this game tonight. Both teams warming up right now. It looks like it's Washington on the left, Musselman on the right. First time that we've got to see this Washington Patriots team on TV 10 tonight. What have you liked seeing so far from them here during warm-ups?
A lot of hustle and very quick with and without the ball. I like seeing drills, shell-type drills, where you're not concentrating on the dribble, moving without the ball. Those are awesome, and I'm really seeing that a lot tonight from Washington.
Let's look now at the last time these two teams played here at Washington High School last year. It was early on in the season we had that game broadcasted. Musselman at that time was 4-1 overall. Washington 2-4. Again, this is last year's standings, but a player that you had to key in on for Musselman was Alan Burdett. She's graduated now, so they need to have a big game from players like Janiyah Lindsay, Kayla Fitzpatrick, who had 5 points last time. Constance Ritchie is no longer her on the team due to graduation. And Chloe Womble didn't even start last time and now is. As for Washington, I mentioned they're led by a freshman this year, but they still had a big game last time from Alexa Asafo-Mensah. You might remember from the volleyball team as well. She had 10 points the last time at home, so she likes playing here. Carmen Skinner had 8 points last year as well. So those are some people that you might have to key in on from these two teams. The teams right now, for Musselman, they average 37.7 points per game, 35.1 rebounds per game, but they struggle shooting-wise, only making 27.5% of their field goals, three-point-wise, 21.2%, and then free throws, it's also a struggle, 47.3%. As for Washington, they average 50.7 points per game, 32.8 rebounds per game. They shoot an average of 34%, 30% from three-pointers, and 54.29% for free throws. So they started off 7-0 on the year, which has been a complete 180 for this Washington program. It's their first ever winning record on the year since, let me look here at my notes, just making sure, 2012 to 2013 when they went 11-10 overall. So this program under Jason Smith, it's only his second season at the helm, and he's really been able to just flip this program around. We'll hear from him here shortly, but before we take another 2-minute break, any other comments, Jim?
No, I think that Washington, it's going to be the interesting part of the matchup is going to be the difference from Friday night to Monday night. What kind of memory do you have? Does Musselman rely on the fact that they kept it close until the very end? Or does Washington look at this like, you know, they were in the driver's seat the whole way, pulled away when they needed to? Who's going to come out guns a-blazing? That's what we need to see.
All right, let's take another 2-minute break here on the Johnny's Express tip-off show, and we'll be back for the coaches interview segment. This is West Virginia High School girls basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
WVU Medicine is now offering a new robotic-assisted platform for minimally invasive biopsy in the lung. The ION system by Intuitive allows pulmonologists to diagnose lung cancers earlier and less invasively than ever before. With the ION system, tissue samples can be obtained from hard-to-reach areas of the lung, resulting in earlier diagnosis of smaller nodules and better outcomes for patients. WVU Medicine, the future of surgery is here.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg has a brand new list of daily specials. Monday, stop on in for burger night or enjoy a nice juicy steak every Tuesday and Wednesday. The Palace Lounge also offers freshly steamed shrimp Thursdays and chef specials every Friday and Saturday. Sunday is all-day breakfast and there are drink specials daily too. So come enjoy the Palace Lounge. You can find them on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard.
If you're in an accident, the first thing that you have to do is call 911. You have to get medical care immediately.
The next thing you need to do is call us. When you hire us at the Skinner Law Firm, what we do is we are going to investigate your case and we're going to lay out the options that you have, all at no cost to you.
We will use all of our resources and all of our experience to get you what you deserve.
The Skinner Law Firm, SkinnerFirm.com.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Mountaineer Grill and Pub offers many daily specials, including Trivia Night Monday, Karaoke Tuesday, Steak Night Wednesday and Sunday, Thursday night Boneless Wing Night, and on Friday and Saturday nights, there'll be a DJ and or karaoke. And remember, Monday through Friday, happy hour, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., $2 domestic bottles and $2.50 domestic drafts.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Welcome back to the Johnny's Express tip-off show. It's now time for the coaches interview portion of the pregame show, brought to you by the Skinner Law Firm, injury and consumer rights lawyers. Phone 304-245-6613 or visit them at skinnerfirm.com. Let's now hear first from the visiting Musselman Lady Appleman head coach, A.D. Elliott.
All right, Coach Elliott, another game against Washington. You just got to play them on Friday at home. Unfortunately, that one was a loss, but what does your team need to do this time to get a win on the road?
We need to get back on defense and force them to take tough shots and contested shots and capitalize when we get the ball. get down the court, run our offensive sets, handle their pressure, and score more buckets.
A little change in the starting five today. Chloe Womblin, who has really shined the past couple of games, especially last week against Martinsburg, getting 9 points. What have you liked from her recently?
She brings a great energy on the defensive side, given everything she's got. She's got tenacity, and she's fearless. Hopefully that energy on the defensive side will carry over into the rest of her teammates, and she can lead that down the stretch on the offensive side as well.
I don't know if it was correct or not, but it looked like max spreads. All you guys have left is one game this season. So is that right? Or
yeah,
Hedgesville is all that's left. So what have you liked overall in gearing up for playoffs now?
We've been putting a lot of stuff in and fine-tuning here and there, trying to get that formula, I think, from a morale standpoint and a skill standpoint. Our team's trending upwards. We're getting high-quality shots. We're making good looks on the offensive side, and we're really getting after it on defense. So I like the trend we're having as we head into the end of the season and the start of playoffs.
What's your biggest strength that you've seen from your team so far this year?
We never give up, and it's hard to beat the person that never gives up.
All right, anything else, Coach?
That'll be all, man.
All right, thanks. Good luck. I'm now joined by head coach for the Washington Patriots, Jason Smith. Coach Smith, first time we get to see your team on TV 10 so far this year, and it's a home game, and you guys have had a great season so far. What do you contribute that success to?
These kids put in the work. When I took over this program last year, these kids wanted better. They wanted a little respect in the Eastern Panhandle, and the first year is COVID, and it starts, it stops, it's a mess all last year. But these kids were working hard this summer in the gym and then in the fall. And they needed someone just to say, I believe in you, because they haven't had that for a long time. And they bought into my system and I bought into them. And I think that's part of our success this year.
Somebody that's really stood out this year is the freshman Mary Rivera. What has she been new to this program, and what has she meant to this team?
She likes to win. She's got a heart. And I said the success of this team is going to be my seniors and their leadership abilities and how quickly these freshmen can mature. We started off hot this season, 7-0, and I didn't believe it, they didn't believe it, but they're in every game, just keep fighting, and it's those seniors bringing those freshmen along and the drive in this freshman class. They're used to winning at the middle school level, and it's a nice blend that is complementing each other throughout the entire season.
What's the strategy to get another win tonight against Musselman?
We had to play our ball. We played 4 quarters of basketball on Friday night. And we started slow, and then we just kept building, and that lead kept building. But we put together 4 quarters of basketball, and that's what we're capable of. And it's nice to be doing that now a week and a half before the playoffs.
All right, anything else you want to add, Coach?
No, I don't think so.
All right, thank you. Good luck.
Thanks.
Again, that was the head coach first from Musselman and A.D. Elliott, and then Jason Smith of the Washington Lady Patriots. So we'll take another 2-minute break here on the Johnny's Express tip-off show. Then we'll be back for the final segment to give you the keys to the game and starting 5 for both sides. This is West Virginia High School girls basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
This is a public service message from Bechtel Jewelers to Chocolates, brought to you by Diamonds. Dear Chocolates, you melt. As for us, Diamonds, we melt her. Hi, I'm Lori from Bechtel Jewelers. Face it, Chocolates. Yes, you're sweet. Yes, you can be hard to keep your hands off of. But if the idea is to melt her on Valentine's Day, that's what we do. She doesn't exactly fall all over herself when she sees you. Her eyes don't get all big when she sees it's a box of chocolates. she doesn't fall all over the man who hands her a box of chocolates. Am I right or am I right? But when she sees it's a little jewelry box with diamonds inside, does she get all worked up? Oh yeah. Do her eyes get big? Oh yeah. Does she start to melt right in front of the man who hands her that little box with diamonds inside? Oh yeah. Of course, all of this is said with great love. Signed, Diamonds. This public service announcement has been brought to you by Bechtel Jewelers, Route 11 South in Inwood. Come see us because we melt her.
Ollie's VIP Northside is the best local spot to catch all of your favorite high school, college, and pro sports, or to hang out with friends. Ollie's has a great beer and cocktail menu, along with a food menu that will blow you away. Ollie's offers multiple TVs to watch the game of your choice from anywhere at the bar, or their outdoor patio with cornhole and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP Northside. We'll see you for the game.
Welcome back to the final segment of the Johnny's Express tip-off show here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. Colin McLaughlin alongside me is Jim Klein. Now, Jim, let's give you the keys to the game and players to look out for. Brought to you by CMA's Honda of Winchester on 3985 Valley Pike. CMA, moving lives forward.
Yeah, keys to the game. First off, Coach A.D. Elliott said the biggest strength is to never give up. Historically, we've watched Musselman get down, and after a loss on Friday night, if Washington brings the big guns, I would say that Coach Elliott needs to be worried that they can never get down in this game. If they get down early, it could be very difficult to dig out.
How about for Washington?
You know, for Washington, I think that what Coach Smith said, playing their own game is going to be very important, but I'd like to see them hit the gas pedal, and instead of starting slow and building an intensity like he said, I think Washington's key to the game is getting an early lead and building upon that as the game progresses.
All right, quickly, players to look out for.
That's got to be the freshman from Washington, Rivera, and then, of course, the senior, Alexa Osafamensa.
All righty, let's now do your Modern Renovation starting lineups brought to you by Modern Renovations. West Virginia homeowners trust the experts at Modern Renovations for roofing. Call them at 304-564-6317 to schedule your free estimate or visit mymodernrenovations.com. Let's start with the visiting Musselman Lady Applemen. Number 4, Sierra Poehler. Number 5, Chloe Womble. Number 12, Kira Bennett. Number 14, Serenity Ritchie. And number 15, Kayla Fitzpatrick. Musselman 4-13 overall, 0-3 in the section, coached by A.D. Elliott. Now for the home side, the Washington Patriots coming in with a record of 11-4 overall, 1-1 in the section as they're coached by Jason Smith, who's in his second year at the helm. Got number 1, Mary Rivera. Number 21, Michaela Settles. Number 23, Carmen Skinner. Number 24, Olivia Saunders. And rounding it out, number 42, Alexa Asafo-Mensah. All right, we're going to take our final 2-minute break for the national anthem, and then we'll be back for the starting tip between Musselman and Washington. This is West Virginia High School girls basketball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV10.
Hi, my name's Corey, and I'm here at Orsini's in beautiful Martinsburg, West Virginia. We no longer specialize in only appliances. We have kitchen design, countertops, cabinets, flooring, and even a new 1,200 square foot sleep studio with brands such as Stearns & Foster, Sealy, and Tempur-Pedic. 304-267-7251, 360 Hack Wilson Way in Martinsburg. We price match the big box stores, and we give back to our local community.
Orsini's.com. Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance. And that concludes today's pregame show. Coming up next, it's the starting lineups, opening tip, and play-by-play action of West Virginia high school basketball.
Johnson now in transition with the one-handed slam dunk. And that might put a seal on this one.
Today's game is brought to you by
The Skinner Law Firm, SkinnerFirm.com. Ollie's VIP. Milestone Realty. The Palace Lounge. The Mountaineer Grill and Pub. Cody's Auto Body. Modern Renovations. D&N Auto. Home Helpers of the Panhandle. Johnny's Express.
And now, let's go courtside and rejoin our WRNR broadcast team.
Back to Washington High School. Sounds a little bit like Philadelphia's The Rocky theme song playing over the loudspeakers. Let's get ready for the Hagerstown Ford opening tip-off. Brought to you by Hagerstown Ford, revolutionizing the car buying experience. Buy your next vehicle online. They'll deliver it to you, and if you don't like it, they'll take it back. Go to HagerstownFord.com. Washington in the home whites, Musselman in the green as the Lady Applemen win the opening tip. Fitzpatrick with the ball on the right corner. Dribbles to the top of the key now with her left hand, guarded closely by Settles. Passes it to her left for Bennett. Bounce passes back, and a tie-up between Fitzpatrick and Settles. It's the possession arrow, gives it to Washington. And that's how we start things off here, 15 seconds in, Jim.
Yeah, that's not the way that Musselman wants to start. Of course, Musselman won the JV game 55-14, hoping that there's not a role reversal here in the varsity match, which I do not expect.
Settles passes it to her right. Driving in is Rivera, kicks it out for Saunders. Saunders taking the point now and calling the play. Passes it down low in the corner for Skinner. Skinner passes deflected. Stolen now by Puller for Musselman. Puller passes it down the court. Bounces over for Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick dishes it down low. Elbow. Ritchie almost travels. Keeps her pivot foot down. Has to find somebody to pass to. Finds his Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick tries to drive in, and a foul will be called right at the free throw line. It's on the floor, and that'll be the first foul of the game. At 7:07, still scoreless. Washington's foul is the first team foul for them. And it is on Michaela Settles. The ball inbounded for Musselman. Fitzpatrick spins, hands it to Puller. Puller tries to pass it down low. It's swatted right back at her. Looks like the freshman Mary Rivera might have got hit in the face a little bit too. She favors that left cheek. Have to keep an eye on that as Womble has the ball now. Ritchie to the top of the key, and it looks like we have a foul away from the ball, and it's an offensive one. So that'll be another turnover by Musselman, gives it to Washington. Still no shots here for either team as we're a minute 15 in. That foul was on Kayla Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, Settles was overplaying Fitzpatrick, and then it looked like a tough little pick situation in the back door.
Skinner for Settles. Settles has it swatted out of her hand by Puller, and she'll fall on Puller. That'll be another foul. That's the second foul on Michaela Settles.
She's gotta sit.
Looks like she will jog over to the bench. Checking in for her is Ariana Hairston. 6:31 to go. It's still 0-0 between these section rivals. Full court press. As the ball inbounded to Womble, back over for Puller, brings it across midcourt quickly. Hands it to Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick passes it across to the far side for Womble. Womble bounce passes it, stolen. With it now is Hairston, left side layup, fouled hard, so she'll go to the free throw line as your first shot of the game, brought to you by the Berkeley County Health Department. Prevent, promote, protect. They're at 122 Waverly Court in Martinsburg. Phone 304-263-5131. It's the foul on Chloe Womble for Musselman, her first, team second.
Settles goes to the bench with her second quick foul and is replaced by a freshman who comes in with the steal and the harm.
Hairston's first free throw up off the back of the rim and no good, so it remains scoreless at the 6:14 mark in this first quarter. Hairston with the ball now for the second end of these free throws. Makes that one, and that's the first point of the game. It's 1-0 Washington. The inbounds goes over for Kira Bennett, passes it back to Womble. Womble breaks midcourt, hands it for Puller. Puller trying to drive in, kicks it out. Bennett pump fakes at the left elbow, gives it to Ritchie at the right elbow. She's going to drive the paint, loses possession. It goes out of bounds, last off her knee, so it's another Musselman turnover. Gives it right back to the Patriots.
Yeah, Ritchie was a little bit out of control, kind of holding the ball in one hand, looking for the foul with the scoop shot.
Very sloppy start on both sides, but mostly for Musselman, who has yet to put up a shot, and we're already over 2 minutes into this first quarter. Left corner pump fake. Hairston passes it over for Saunders. She takes a three-pointer. It's no good. Rebounded by Musselman. They bring it back the other way. Fitzpatrick for Bennett. Wide open three-pointer. Around the rim. Almost fell. No good. Rebounded down low by Puller. She's nudged. Touches out of bounds. And it'll go out. Off her. Washington gets the ball. I thought Skinner might have a little hip check there, but no call.
Skinner's got to beat the smaller Musselman player to the ball. I mean, she has a good 6 inches on her. She's got to get those hands up and
the freshman puts up a floater, tries to bank it in, gets her own rebound as Rivera now kicks it out for Hairston. The ball, tried to get it down low for Skinner. It's turned over. Puller with it for Musselman. 5:10 to go. It's still 1-0 Washington. Richie, right side, stops at the block. Gives it to Bennett at the left elbow, and it'll be a tie-up down low. Olivia Saunders got on it. Possession arrow, Musselman.
Good defense by Skinner. Hands up. She cut her off.
Musselman still has not even put up a shot yet this quarter. Womble to inbound. Bounce passes it for Bennett. Bennett triple teamed, kicks it out for Womble. She pump fakes in the left corner. Passes it out to Puller. Puller slowing down the offense for Musselman, driving to the right side now. Wide open. Shot up. It's good. Musselman takes the lead. 4:45 to go. It's 2-1.
Rivera with a little dramatics there. She wanted to push.
Rivera for three, top of the key. Back iron, no good. Deflected, out of bounds. It'll be Musselman ball. This first quarter presented to you on TV 10 by Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. Buying or selling a home, call 304-579-7349. Go to callchrisross.com, as well as Smallwood and Small Insurance in Martinsburg. Your total insurance solution at 121 Administrative Drive in Martinsburg. Phone 304-263-3361 is a backcourt violation called on Musselman. And the referees might go and talk with one another, as one of them says that it got deflected by Washington, possibly.
I did not see the deflection. Yeah.
And nope. Musselman was trying to ask for it, but it wasn't there, so it'll be another turnover on the Lady Applemen.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I didn't see the deflection. I thought we have a great angle for it, but doesn't mean she didn't.
4:20 to go in this first quarter. It's only 2-1. Musselman leads Washington. Rivera
set the pick
with it, passes it to Saunders, left corner three, Hairston, it's good. Hairston gives Washington the 4-2 lead. Never mind, it was only a 2. So she has 3 points. Hard to see that left corner from our angle, but only a 2-pointer called, so it's 3-2 Washington. Womble might be trapped as she tries to pass it all the way across the court as Puller jumps up for it, met by Rivera, who bumped into her, and a foul will be called with 3:50 to go. Mary Rivera picking up her first, team third for Washington. Puller to inbound for Musselman, passes it straight ahead of her to Serenity Ritchie, passes it right back to Puller. Puller finds Fitzpatrick at the right wing. She's going to drive in, puts up a floater, trying to bank it in. No good. Ball deflected. Puller brings it down for Musselman. Guarded closely. Double team now. Tried to get it to Fitzpatrick. It deflects off her hands. Stolen by Washington to Safa-Mensah. Back the other way now with Hairston. Hairston passes it to Rivera. She pump fakes. Goes behind her back. Gives it to Skinner. Left corner two-pointer is good. Carmen Skinner makes it 5-2 Washington. That's her first points of the game. And it'll be Womble slowly bringing it across the court for Musselman. Waiting for is Olivia Saunders at midcourt. Womble breaks midcourt. Still guarded by Saunders. Passes it for Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick gets the offense moving. A pick for Puller. A pass to Puller now. Trying to look for a teammate. Gives it to Ritchie. Ritchie, fadeaway shot. No good. Too low. Fitzpatrick, rebound. Puts it up from the middle. That one's through. Fitzpatrick with her first points makes it 5-4 at the 2:40 mark.
Yeah, Washington got a box out. 3 people in the box, and no one puts a body.
And a foul will be called with 2:37 to go in this first quarter against Musselman. That'll be the 4th team foul on the Lady Applemen, and it's on Kira Bennett, her first. 2 subs will enter for Washington. It's Kendall Atobi. And it looks like Addison Skinner as well checking in. Pass goes to Carmen Skinner, passes it out to the right corner for Mary Rivera. And Rivera just chucks it towards midcourt. Addison Skinner retrieves it. Gives it to Carmen Skinner, her sister. And it's a three-pointer in the right corner. Tried to bank it in was Harrison.
Off
It's no
Fitzpatrick's
good.
foot.
Out of bounds off Musselman.
Definitely off Fitzpatrick's foot. Good recovery, good defense.
The ball to be inbounded to the left of Musselman's bench. Bounce pass in for Rivera. Dribbles to the top of the key, passes it to the right elbow for Toby. Carmen Skinner right in front of the three-point line. Her shot from the top of the key, no good. Rebounded by Rivera. Chucks up a three, no good. Rebounded down low by Skinner at the right block. Her shot's up, off the glass and through. It's now 7-4 Washington.
Yeah, Skinner's a legitimate post player. I mean, she's meeting the ball above her head, good rebound, sets, and a nice execution.
Pump fake from Fitzpatrick. She drives to left baseline, puts up a jump shot at the block. Kayla's Fitzpatrick's shot is good. She now has 4 points. It's back to a 1-point game with 1:35 to go. It's 7-6 Washington. Harrison passes it back to Rivera. She is yet to score, averages 12.9 points, gives it back to Harrison, bobbles it, able to recover, picks up her dribble, drives in, right side, shot up, no good, rebounded, out for Skinner. Skinner passes it to Rivera, back to Addison Skinner, swings it to the left corner, three-pointer no good by Harrison, and a foul on the floor as multiple players fall inside the paint. 1:09 to go, it's 7-6.
Bennett.
And another foul on Musselman's Kira Bennett. That's her second, team fourth for Musselman. That'll bring in Walker as well as Price for Musselman. And it looks like Coles, and I believe Osafo Mensah checked back in as well for Washington. Harrison chucks the inbounds to the top of the key for Rivera. Rivera has a lot of speed there, the shifty 5'4" freshman. Beautiful dish down low, triple teamed though is Osafo Mensah, so she has to kick it out. Harrison, pass deflected. Skinner runs in, gets it, and recovering it after multiple deflections is Rivera, who puts up a three-pointer top of the key. She makes it. Her first points of the game makes it 10-6 as we're at the 42nd mark in this first quarter. Serenity Ritchie for Musselman puts up a jumper. 15-footer is good. Serenity Ritchie now in the score column. It's 10-8. 30 seconds to go in this first. Back and forth we go. Rivera crosses the timeline. Slows down the offense for Washington. Passes it to Skinner to the right side. In the right corner's Lauren Coles. Back to Addison Skinner for Rivera. Rivera gets a pick. Tries to cross over Womble. Had it deflected. Able to recover the dribble. 12 seconds to go. Pass is stolen by Price. Price the other way for Musselman. Double teamed. And a foul will be called on Mary Rivera with 7.5 seconds to go. And that's the leading scorer of Washington's second foul this game. And a timeout, it sounds like, might be called, as Washington, I believe, is calling it if they give it to them or no. Did they just say timeout for the substitutes? I heard somebody say it down low, but I guess it was just for the subs. So the ball's inbounded to Funkhauser for Musselman. Left corner three, no good off the back of the iron. 1 second to go and a tie-up with 0.1 seconds to go. Possession arrow points for Washington, but they're not going to be able to do anything with it as there's only 0.1 seconds. So that kind of unfortunate for them. They lose the possession arrow for the second quarter. Horn sounds. It is Washington 10, Musselman 8. Let's take a 1-minute break, and then we'll be back for this second quarter between Washington and Musselman. This is West Virginia High School girls basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Life can get in the way these days. We all know that. Work commitments, social commitments, volunteer commitments, family commitments. You put your heart into all of it. You've got enough to worry about already. Your roof shouldn't be one of those things. Everything should just work. But when your roof is in need of an upgrade, you shouldn't have to worry about that either. Modern Renovations, your four-state roofing solution. Reminding you that home is where the heart really is.
A reputation for caring, a legacy of service. At Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, it's been our story since 1880. A family-owned business, we support the needs and wishes of families. We offer traditional services, as well as many options for cremation, customized remembrances, and pre-planning. Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations retains its family atmosphere and stays true to its roots. Contact us for advanced planning or at your time of loss. We're here when you need us.
Welcome back for the second quarter between Washington and Musselman, as this second quarter brought to you by the Skinner Law Firm. Injury and consumer rights lawyers. Phone them at 304-245-6613 or visit them at skinnerlawfirm.com. I'll give you the second one a little bit later on in this quarter as we start with the inbound to Musselman. Funkhauser, at the point. Passes it to Fitzpatrick. She gets a pick. Wide open three from the left side. Off the left side of the iron. No good. Tipped down low. Might have had a foul, or they just saying it was out last. They do call a foul. It's on Musselman. Wait to see who it was on for them. Thank you, Jim. Sarah Price picks up her first, team fifth.
Yeah, definitely over the back. That was a good call, Colin.
Washington with the ball. It's going to be passed down low to Addison Skinner in the left corner. Passes it back to Harrison at the top of the key. Back to Skinner. Three-pointer on the way. Back of the iron, no good. Ball on the floor now. Rolling around. Funkhauser rolls it through her legs to Walker. And Musselman will call a timeout. So let's take a 30-second break, and then we'll be back. This is West Virginia High School girls basketball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
If you're in an accident, the first thing that you have to do is call 911. You have to get medical care immediately.
The next thing you need to do is call us. When you hire us at the Skinner Law Firm, what we do is we are going to investigate your case, and we're going to lay out the options that you have, all at no cost to you.
We will use all of our resources and all of our experience to get you what you deserve.
The Skinner Law Firm, skinnerfirm.com.
Full court press set up for Washington as it's Musselman ball after the timeout. It's inbounded. Ritchie with it now. Brings it across midcourt. Tries to go. Quick transition. Realizes that she didn't have many teammates to help her out, so she picks up her dribble at the top of the key. Passes it to her right side for Price. Price dribbles now. Back and forth. Guarded closely by Saunders. Has to give it to Funkhauser. Funkhauser with Skinner in her face. Still dribbling on the right side. Trying to find a teammate open. Gives it back over for Price. Price drives to left side. Kicks it out. Three-pointer Walker. Air balls from the left corner. Rebounded by Skinner. Skinner gives it to her sister, Addison Skinner. Addison passes it to Olivia Saunders, and that's how the offense is set up now on the offensive side for Washington.
With both Settles and Rivera, two starters for Washington out. Key possessions.
Driving in on the right side is Harrison for Washington, and she'll be fouled on the layup. That'll send her to the free throw line. 6:34 to go in this second quarter, and the foul on Sarah Price for Musselman, her second, team sixth. So after this, it'll be 1-1 the rest of the way for the Patriots. The second quarter also presented to you on TV 10 by Modern Renovations West Virginia Homeowners Trust. The experts at Modern Renovations for Roofing. Call them at 304-564-6317 to schedule your free estimate, or visit mymodernrenovations.com. Harrison's first free throw around the rim and just short.
Yeah, I believe that Washington's under their 54% for the season free throw shooting right now.
Yeah, it's only been Harrison to shoot from the free throw line, and she's 1 for 3 so far. Trying to make it 2 for 4 now, as the second end of her free throws are up, and she makes the second just like the last time she was there. So she now has 4 points. It's 11-8, still a one-possession game. The ball with Bennett, gives it to Walker. Walker, left side, drives in, spins, kicks it out. Jumper around the rim and through as Kira Bennett makes the two-pointer, and it's a one-point game at 11-10. Washington still in the lead. They've led this entire game, but Musselman still keeping it right there, just like they did on Friday. Osafo-Mensah gives it to Carmen Skinner. Back to Osafo-Mensah. Addison Skinner passes down low. Beautiful passing all the way around. The shot up from the free throw line by Carmen Skinner. It's no good. Osafo Mensah picks up the rebound, puts up a shot from the left block, way too hard off the glass. Rebounded by Musselman, back the other way. Funkhauser trying to drive the left baseline, not getting much. Womble for three, off the back of the rim, no good from the left side. It's rebounded down low by Washington. Back the other way is Harrison. Harrison pulls up from the free throw line, off the right side of the rim, no good. Rebounded by Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick trying to break the full court press, has it deflected. Carmen Skinner drops to her knees, gets the ball, jump ball, possession arrow pointing in Washington's favor. So we have a score update. Musselman leads Broadfording Christian Academy 37-17 at the half. You'll hear more scores from around the EPAC from Spencer Dupuis during the And One halftime scoreboard show. Saunders with the ball now for Washington. Spins around at the top of the key, picks up her dribble. Her pass intended for Harrison. It's stolen by Musselman. Back the other way. Puller drives the right side, rejected, but a foul call. Offensive foul as Carmen Skinner stood there like a wall for Washington. That might be a nominee for the rejection of the game, Jim. I almost thought it was initially going to be a foul on Skinner because when she went for the block, you always got to know to stand straight up, and it looked like she just dipped her hands just a tad bit, but it's called the other way on Price. They have that at Price's second. I already had two down for her, though. Never mind. They just changed it. It was actually Sarah Puller picking up her first. So 5 minutes to go. It's still 11-10. Washington in the lead. Pass all the way across from the near side in the left corner to the right wing. Hairston has it deflected and will travel first beforehand, so it's back over for Musselman. Musselman trails by one. They have an opportunity now to get its first lead of the game. Sierra Puller has 2 points right now. Dribbles across midcourt. She averages 4.9 points per game. Picks up her dribble. Passes it to the left wing for Kira Bennett. Bennett hands it back to Womble. Finds Bennett crashing. She makes a layup from the right side. Musselman takes the lead at 12-11 with 4.5 to go in this second quarter. The first lead for the Lady Applemen. Olivia Saunders gives it to Osafo Mensah. It's tipped out of her hands by Funkhauser, but she's able to recover it before it brings across. Osafo Mensah keeps it alive for Washington. Saunders with the ball now. Guarded closely by Puller. Gives it over to the right corner for Atobi. Three-pointer, right corner, Osafo Mensah completely misses everything, and it just falls into the lap of Bennett. Bennett passes it over for Funkhauser for Musselman, and she'll slow down the Lady Appleman offense. 3:55 to go in this second quarter. Musselman with the 1 point advantage. Funkhauser passes it down low for Walker. Walker tries to drive the right baseline, finds a wide open Womble, left corner three, airballs it, back-to-back airballs on both sides as Washington picks up the rebound. Quick transition, Osafo Mensah, left side, travel, called against Osafo Mensah for Washington. Musselman gets the ball right back. Whew. This game is a close one so far, just like you saw on Friday between these two teams. It was a 3-point game, 20-17 at the half last time, and what really set them apart was the fourth quarter. We're in the second quarter right now, and it's 12-11 Musselman.
Yeah, Washington, it was two starters sitting on the bench, 2 fouls each.
Another three-pointer airballed, this time by Sierra Puller for Musselman from the top of the key. Rebounded by Saunders for Washington as she dribbles it across midcourt, chucks it over to Harrison down in the left corner. Harrison tries to dribble her away to the right elbow, and she's bumped, falls to the floor. The foul called with 3:07 to go in the second quarter against Musselman, and that'll be a 1-and-1 now.
Did he call that on Fitzpatrick?
Waiting to see who they put on the scoreboard. As Fitzpatrick goes out, Price comes in.
Fitzpatrick picks up her second.
So that's Fitzpatrick's second. Sarah Price has 2, just checked in. Akira Bennett has 2. Womble has 1. Puller has 1. To total up the fouls and the first free throw made by Harrison. She now has 5 total points. We're tied up at 12.
Both teams with scores in foul trouble. Here coming down with 3 minutes to go till the half.
Second free throw. That one through by Harrison as well. She now has 6 of the 13 for Washington. Makes it a 13-12 ball game as the Patriots lead the Applemen. Puller passes it to the right corner for Price. She takes a hop step, jumps. Her shot no good. She gets her on rebound at the right block. Double teamed by Skinner and Harrison. The jump ball gives the possession arrow for Musselman, so they'll have the inbounds on the offensive basket. Womble to inbound. Trying to find somebody open. Just chucks it to the top of the key. Running for it from the left corner was Sarah Price. She gets there before Harrison. Dribbles, passes it for Puller. Puller over to Womble. Womble standing way behind the three-point line. Gives it to Ritchie at the top of the key. Trying to get a motion going as 4 of the 5 starters in the perimeter of the three-point arc. Ritchie at the top of the key with the ball. Drives the left side, gives it to Bennett. Left wing 3 off the front of the rim. No good. Rebounded by Harrison. Harrison slows it down for Washington. Just breaks midcourt. Picks up her dribble as she does so. Gives it to Saunders. Down for the left block for Itobi. Back to Saunders. Left wing 3. No good off the rim. Rebounded by Price for Musselman, who passes it to Womble. It is 2:06 left in this second quarter. Washington leads 13-12 over Musselman. Price passes it to Ritchie in the left corner. Almost looked like she was going to shoot the 3. Decides not to. Gives it to Puller. Puller. Ball tipped. Goes off her. Everybody trying to dive for it. Nobody gets there. It was last off the legs of Musselman. Washington gets the ball. Very sloppy first half, but competitive overall. And it's Washington with a 1-point advantage. Saunders dribbles across midcourt. Between her left and right hand, still dribbling. Goes to the right side, trying to find somebody open. Passes it with the chest pass to the right corner. Gives it right back from Coles. Coles to Skinner. Skinner wanted the three-pointer, decided not to shoot it, passes it down low to Itobi. Itobi triple teamed, and we get a double dribble called against her. Good eyes there, Jim. Never mind, they officially, I guess, made it a 3-second violation, unless I thought it looked like the double dribble signal, but it could have been either one.
Absolutely.
Minute 17 to go in this second quarter. Very low-scoring affair so far. Puller from Musselman, top of the key. Passes it to the left side from Price. Price passes it to Bennett. Bennett drives the left side, had a wide-open layup, but doesn't make it. 1 minute to go in this second quarter. Saunders met at midcourt by Womble. She's still dribbling to the left side, drives the left baseline, puts it up, misses everything. Breakaway 3v1 now. Bennett guarded by Skinner. It's rejected. Carmen Skinner at the left block, swats it back, gets the ball. Washington back the other way. Harrison slows it down, allows her teammates to get back. 35 seconds to go in this second quarter. That's another nominee for your ejection of the game from Carmen Skinner. Could possibly be the Parsons Ford moment of the game, too. It's still early on. 25 seconds to go. Itobi triple teamed at the top of the arc. The tie-up between her and Puller. Possession stays with the Patriots. 21 seconds to go exactly. It's still 13-12 Washington. Saunders bounce passes the inbounds to Puller, who gives it right back to Saunders. Excuse me, that's Skinner. Saunders to Harrison. Back for Coles in the right corner. Passes it back to Harrison. 6 seconds to go. Gives it down to Carmen Skinner. She's trying to post up. It's deflected out of her hand. She's on the floor, and a whistle will be blown with 0.6 seconds to go. The jump ball gives it to Musselman, but they have it all the way underneath the defensive end of the basket with 0.6 seconds. Gives it to Bennett. Bennett tries to heave it up from half court. It wasn't in time anyway. No good nonetheless. So that'll be the end of half number 1. It's 13-12. Washington leads Musselman. Let's take a 2-minute break, and then we'll be back for the halftime show. This is West Virginia High School girls basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is prevent, promote, protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
At Bechtel Jewelers, we've been bringing men to one knee since 1975. You see, we've been part of that moment when a man takes a little box from his pocket, his heart starts thumping loudly, and he looks across at the woman he has a question for, and he's excited that he thinks he knows her answer. And then, right there in front of her, in front of dozens of people in a restaurant, or just the two of them, alone in the kitchen, he gets down on one knee. He takes a breath, he looks up at her, and just a few words tumble out. I'm Lori from Bechtel Jewelers. Is it your moment to get down on one knee? Come see us. We have the diamond that will go in that little box that you pull from your pocket. And when you hear her answer, you rise to your feet and feel the arms around you of the woman you get to call wife for the rest of your life. Thanks for letting us be part of your moments that matter. Bechtel Jewelers, Route 11 South in Inwood.
WVU Medicine is pleased to announce the addition of more healthcare services and physicians at the Shepherdstown Medical Office Building. All of this is right in your backyard. Cardiology, pediatrics and primary care, behavioral medicine and psychiatry, orthopedics and sports medicine, podiatry and foot ankle surgery, Center for Diabetes and Metabolic Health, endocrinology, as well as 2 departments of Berkeley Medical Center, lab services and x-ray services. Make an appointment today for WVU Medicine Shepherdstown at wvumedicine.org.
Welcome into this halftime show brought to you by the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm in Martinsburg, where it's about seeking justice for you. Go to wvjusticelawyers.com. Colin McLaughlin alongside me is Jim Klein at the half. Washington leads Musselman only 13-12, though, here in this EPAC girls basketball game. Let's now go into your game stats brought to you by Bechtel Jewelers, West Virginia's largest Pandora retailer in Route 11, south of Inwood, taking care of you like it's nobody's business. Let's start with the trailing Musselman Lady Appleman. The leading scorer for them is Kayla Fitzpatrick with 4 points. All the other scorers at 2 points each. Sierra Pooler, Coley Womble, Kira Bennett, and Serenity Ritchie to total out to 12 total points. As for the Washington Lady Patriots, they are led by Ariana Harrison with 6 points, half of them coming from the free throw line. Right behind her is Mary Rivera with 3 points. Then rounding it out is Addison Skinner and Carmen Skinner with 2 points each. We'll take another 2-minute break here on this halftime show, and you'll hear from Spencer Dupuis next with the And One halftime scoreboard show after this 2-minute break. This is West Virginia High School girls basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and CV10.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC. If you or someone you know suffers from the disease of addiction, help is available from the Berkeley County Quick Response Team, with peer recovery coaches and support promptly to the homes of those who've recently experienced an overdose. This collective effort towards recovery brings resources and services to the community, including naloxone and treatment options. Call 304-267-1313 or visit the Berkeley County Recovery Resource Center, 400 West Stevens Street, Martinsburg. The Berkeley County Quick Response Team is funded through a DHHR grant with the Berkeley Morgan County Health Department.
This is Matt Miller, along with my wife, Dale.
As homeowners, we've been through the mortgage process several times, and each time we went to Mark and Cheryl Savitt at the Mortgage Center.
They treat you like family with personal one-on-one service, walking with you through the process from application to settlement.
Plus, low interest rates and closing costs.
The Mortgage Center is on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Phone 304-267-9040.
Or online at mortgagefinancing.com. NMLS number 237527, Equal Housing Lender. You need to keep your vehicle in good working order, but car and truck repairs can be very costly. Bears Repair in Martinsburg performs all kinds of auto repairs at prices most often well below their competition. Bears Repair offers tune-ups, oil change and lubrication, small and large engine and transmission repair, wheel balancing, front-end alignment, exhaust system replacement, air conditioning checks, auto inspections, and new tires. Stop by for a free estimate at Bears Repair, 904 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. Phone 262-0208. Bears Repair.
Welcome here to TV 10 Studios in Martinsburg. At halftime, Washington leads Musselman 13-12 in a low-scoring affair. A few other games going on this evening. Only have one score, though, 37-17. Musselman leads Broad Fording Christian Academy boys at the half. Other games tonight, Shenandoah Christian Academy at Hedgesville. Girls went final, should have gone final, was a 5 or 6 p.m. tip. Do not have the final for that. And Hedgesville boys taking on Shenandoah Valley Christian as we speak. Do not have a score for that either. And girls-wise, Jefferson at Spring Mills have not found a score for that one either. But this one, obviously, a great low-scoring affair. Let's look at some college action locally as Shepherd women were in action today. 5:30 p.m. start for them. They took on California, Pennsylvania, and a 10-point win, 76-66 for the Lady Rams there at Shepherd, coming off of a loss prior to this contest. Looking at the top scorers here, Abby Beeman with 25 points, 9 of 18 from the field, 8 rebounds, 13 assists, so a double-double there for her and a steal to go along with it. Marley McLaughlin, 8 for 13, scoring 24 points, 3 boards, 1 assist. Sydney Clayton had 13 as well, 5 for 10 from the field, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 block to go along with 2 steals. On the men's side, they're currently in action. Let me check here. Last check, Shepherd on top over California, Pennsylvania. In the men's action, 25-21 in the first quarter. Wizards in action right now as we speak as well. Let me get that score for you for some reason, the tab exited out. Wizards down 6. They are down 6 with 1:51 left here in the first half, 54-48 to the Heat. That'll do it for me here back in the studio. We will send it to a break and then send it back to Colin McLaughlin and Jim Klein for second half action between Washington and Musselman girls, with Washington on top 13-12. That'll do it for me from the TV 10 Studios in Martinsburg. I'm Spencer Dupuis.
Providing reliable protection since 1877, we are Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies. From small beginnings and over a century later, we maintain our dedication to our policyholders to provide dependable insurance protection and excellent customer service. Protecting everything from your home to your business has never been easier. Our team is here to ensure that you, your family, and your assets are taken care of. We enjoy giving back and doing our part to keep Martinsburg a great place to be.
Carpet World is more than just carpet. Carpet World specializes in a complete selection of hardwood floors by respected names like Armstrong, Bruce, Shaw, and Mohawk, and tile by Dowell Tile, American Oleum, and Mannington for all rooms in your home. And Carpet World can update your bathroom shower with very attractive ceramic tile walls and floor. Financing with up to 12 months deferred interest is available, along with experienced quality installation at Carpet World, 2330 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. CarpetWorldofMartinsburg.com.
The Honda HR-V, CR-V, Pilot, Passport, and Ridgeline. They all have one thing in common. They never back off from a challenge. Available with all-wheel drive, the Honda SUV lineup has the performance you can count on and the capability to amaze. That's why we're America's most loved auto brand.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA, moving lives forward.
2021 American Customer Satisfaction Index ACSI survey of customers rating the performance of their own automobiles.
Are you considering selling your home and don't know where to start?
Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. A Martinsburg High School graduate, Chris knows the local market, and he's proven it as #1 real estate team in West Virginia in 2019. Phone Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams at 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. Let's celebrate your real estate milestone together.
Welcome in here for the third quarter as we're already underway. Only a couple seconds in, though, as Washington starts with possession for the second half. It is Rivera passing it out to the left wing. Three-pointer from Settles is no good, and it's rebounded by Musselman. Fitzpatrick gives it to Womble. Womble, three-pointer off the mark, out of bounds, and it'll be Washington ball. 7:27 to go in this third quarter. It's still 13-12.
Three starters, two from Washington. Kayla Fitzpatrick from Musselman right now in foul trouble. Settles and Rivera for Washington. Fitzpatrick, all three players have 2 fouls each.
It's Colin McLaughlin here alongside me, Jim Klein. Glad for you to join us on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. As Rivera puts up a layup from the right side, it's deflected into the hands of Fitzpatrick, who brings it the other way herself. Pulls up from three from the right wing. Misses it off the front of the rim. It's rebounded by Washington. Quick offense back the other way. Osafo Mensah down at the left block. Dribbles once. Kicks it out to Carmen Skinner. Over to Saunders. Back to Skinner. Down low. Osafo Mensah wide open. Posts up. Off the glass and in. Alexa Osafo Mensah finds the score column. It's 15-12 Washington. Patriots up by 3 on the Appleman. 6:40 to go in this third quarter. Womble breaks midcourt, met by Saunders, so she hands it off to Fitzpatrick next to her on the Patriots word logo on the far side of the court. Ritchie with the ball now at the top of the key. Passes it to Fitzpatrick to the left wing. She's dribbling. Passes it to Pooler in the left corner. Dishes it down low for Ritchie. Ritchie tried to post up against Skinner at the left block. Her shot no good. Rebounded by Washington back the other way. Rivera triple teamed. Finds an open Saunders. She drives in. Banks in the finger roll shot. So Saunders with her first points. It's a 4-0 run to start this third quarter for the Patriots, who lead now 17-12. Womble dribbles in coast to coast herself, kicks it out. At the free throw line is Bennett. Bennett dribbles to the right elbow, picks it up, bounce passes it to Fitzpatrick behind her at the top of the key. Fitzpatrick trying to get an ISO situation. Instead, passes it over for Puller. Puller will be fouled. And 5:38 to go in this third quarter. That foul going to be on, I believe, Mary Rivera, the freshman for Washington. And that's her third foul. So the leading scorer for Washington, who averages 12.9 points per game, only has 2 fouls remaining if she wants to stay in, and that'll send Sierra Puller to the charity stripe.
Yeah, Rivera is demonstrably upset with the call, claiming all ball, all ball, all ball.
Well, we know ball don't lie, so let's see. Makes the first. 3 total points for Puller, makes it 17-13. Puller averages 4.9 points per game for the Musselman Lady Applemen. Her second free throw up. That one off the front of the rim and no good. Rebounded by Osafo Mensah. Gives it over to Rivera. Rivera loses her dribble. On the court is Bennett. Bennett tries to dish it to Womble next to her. She gets it right back as she's still on the floor.
Settles does not want to foul here.
All by herself. Breakaway layup, and it's down to a 2-point game now as Puller against the layup to fall from the right side. She now has 5 points.
Rivera gets out of control sometimes on offense, puts herself in tough situations.
Settles for Rivera. Rivera at the top of the key, passes it to the left side for Saunders. Saunders kicks it out to Skinner. 2-pointer from the corner, off the mark. Air ball's no good. Rebounded by Bennett, who passes it to Womble. Womble heaves it all the way from the defensive 3-point line to the Patriot logo on the far side of the court. Fitzpatrick catches it, passes it over for Puller at the top of the key. Gives it to Ritchie to tie it up. We're tied at 17 as the jumper is good. Serenity Ritchie now has 4 total points. And after a 4-0 run to start the third by Washington, it's now a 5-0 run for Musselman. Pass stolen, head fake, dribbles in through the defense. The shot by Rivera, no good for Washington. And Puller, who went over originally for the offense, had a wide open right side. Her layup absolutely swatted out of bounds like a volleyball hit that you'd see from her as Osafo-Mensah puts the ball all the way to that far side, as you can see on TV 10, into the wall. You could see her spiking skills in effect there, Jim. And that's what you like to see. That might be a rejection of the game. Bounce pass stolen by Osafo-Mensah. She immediately passes it to Rivera. Rivera slows it down at the top of the key. Decides not to put up a three, instead passes it to the right quarter for Saunders. She drives the right baseline, finds Osafo-Mensah. She'll just put up an easy jump shot, couple feet behind the right block. It's through. Osafo-Mensah gives the lead back to Washington at 19-17.
Now, Osafo-Mensah really taking control of the game here at the start of the third period.
3:40 to go. Puller with the ball, guarded closely. A little bit of a bump by Saunders. No call. Ritchie has the ball now from Puller. Tries to cross over Skinner, decides to pick up her dribble and pass it to Womble at the top of the key.
Skinner doesn't need to follow her out that far, and Skinner needs to decide which hand she's defending.
Womble passes it to Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick drives to right side, runs into Bennett, heaves up a shot way off the mark. The air ball gives it to Washington. This third quarter presented to you on TV 10 by Kelly Allstate Insurance. For all of your insurance needs, call Gary Kelly at 304-263-4596 or stop by 724 Lakeview Drive in Martinsburg, as well as Orsini's Home Store. Not just an appliance store any longer. Visit 360 Hack Wilson Way in Martinsburg. Go to Orsinis.com as Washington calls a timeout. We'll keep it here, though, as our timeout brought to you by the Marius Group and Ameriprise Financial Advisors. Phil McCoy and John Everson. Stop by 1270 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg, or phone 304-263-4343. Just got to keep all the sponsors that we have happy. We appreciate their help for bringing you all of these EPAC basketball games for the boys and girls side, as well as a little surprise swimming that we had this past weekend for the Region 2 Championship. 19-17 is the score. Washington leads at 3-minute mark in this third quarter. Mary Rivera with the ball for the Patriots. Passes it to her left, and it's caught by Settles. Settles drives in. Obvious travel call according to the fans. Nothing called. Saunders finds Skinner at the left block. The bounce pass assist to Skinner as she puts it up off the glass and good. Did you see a little travel?
I just don't understand how no one blows the whistle. I mean, she ran into her own player. Clearly there's steps.
So it's now 21-17, Washington in the lead. Fitzpatrick, pump fakes, double teamed, tries to pass it to Bennett. It's deflected by Rivera, caught by Osafo-Mensah, back to Rivera. She's driving the right side, Euro steps, puts up a layup, nothing called. Osafo-Mensah gets the rebound, puts up a shot, gets another rebound. This time she is going to be fouled against Fitzpatrick.
And that's the worst possible one, because Womble with a clear hold doesn't get called for the foul, and instead Fitzpatrick picks up her third foul.
So that'll send Alexa Osafo-Mensah to the free throw line. She has 4 total points. It's a 4-point lead with 2:25 to go for Washington. Osafo-Mensah averages 7.8 points per game. Her first free throw up and good. Gives her 5 points, all coming in the second half. And Fitzpatrick will now have to take a seat on the bench for Musselman as she has 3 fouls. Checking in for her is Sarah Price, who has to be careful because she has 2 fouls. Osafo-Mensah, second free throw on the way, and that one is through. She now has 6 total points, and it's 23-17.
Yeah, third quarter here belongs to Osafo-Mensah.
Puller dribbles across midcourt from Musselman at the Patriot logo, crosses it, guarded by Hairston. Drives to the right side, gets a little bump, has to kick it out to Bennett. Right elbow shot off the back of the rim, no good. Tipped by Osafo-Mensah for Washington into the hands of Saunders, who brings it quickly back the other way and will bounce pass it to Osafo-Mensah. Back out for Saunders for 3 from the right wing. It's no good, rebounded by Bennett for Musselman.
Yeah, Saunders hits that one. Boy, that's a backbreaker.
Funkhauser with the ball on the Patriot logo at midcourt. Crosses over to the right side now, picks up her dribble, passes it to Pooler. It's almost deflected. Pooler has space, picks up her dribble, double team bounce, passes it down low for Ritchie. Ritchie kicks it back out for Pooler at the left wing, drives in, pulls up from the left elbow. Her shot no good, rebounded by Asafo Mensah. Breaks away now, finds an open teammate in Hairston. We're back the other way for the Patriots. 1:24 to go. The shot from Hairston off the mark, rebounded down low by Bennett for Musselman, who's double teamed and has to bounce pass it to Ritchie. It's almost swatted out of her hands by Rivera, quickly swung the other way. Pooler knew she had Price in the right corner, but instead threw it to the baseline, so it goes out of bounds, and the mistake gives it back to Washington. 23-17 is the score. And it's Washington in the lead of Musselman with 1 minute, 10 seconds to go in the third quarter.
Settles in, Saunders sits, and Rivera sits, as Skinner also comes in off the bench, the younger Skinner.
Inbounds for Settles, who brings it across the timeline. She'll bounce pass it for Asafo Mensah in the right corner. Back to Settles. Settles heaves it across to the far side for Skinner. Back to Settles. Settles kicks it out for Asafo Mensah at the right wing. All the way back to Addison Skinner. Left wing three. Banks it in. Addison Skinner makes it 5 total points for her. Her first three-pointer of the game. 40 seconds to go. It's 26-17 Washington. Funkhauser almost has her pocket picked. Keeps it. Kicks it out to Ritchie. Ritchie pump fakes from the left wing. Picks up her dribble. Passes it to Price. Price drives to the right side and is fouled by Asafo Mensah. So that'll send her to the free throw line with 23 seconds to go in this third quarter. It's a 9-point lead for Washington. This third quarter has been a change in energy in this Washington Patriot gymnasium. Foul on Asafo Mensah. That's her first. First free throw up and through the net for Sarah Price. That's her first points of the evening. Makes it 26-18. So an 8-point game now. Second free throw will be here shortly from Sarah Price as she dribbles a couple times, spins the ball in her hands. Off the front of the rim, no good, rebounded. Falling to the floor and out of bounds is a Toby, so it'll stay Musselman possession. Pooler, the inbounder for Musselman, calls out box, trying to find an open teammate. Finds Funkhauser in the corner. She spins around, puts up a three. It's no good. Rebounded down low by Bennett, the right block. Her shot up off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Skinner. Skinner passes it over for Hairston, who dribbles across midcourt. Passes it to Settles. Settles to Addison Skinner. Over for Carmen Skinner. Hairston. Settles. Top of the key three-pointer. Hairston's shot no good at the horn. And that'll be the end of this third quarter. The score, Washington 26, Musselman 18. Let's take a 1-minute break. Then we'll be back for the fourth quarter of this high school girls basketball action. Again, we're back in 60 seconds.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm your new bangs, and you can't stop staring at me. That's it. Just tilt the rearview mirror over here. And while you're checking me out more times than a library book, your car is wandering into that lane over there. More bangs? Neat. And if you've got cut rate insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Call Martinsburg Allstate agent Gary Kelly today at 304-263-4596.
Welcome back here to Washington High School. Colin McLaughlin alongside me is Jim Klein for Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. The fourth quarter underway. Musselman to start as they're down by 8. It's 26-18 for those of you just tuning in. Washington in the lead of the Lady Applemen. Ritchie passes it over to Puller. She drives to right side, tries to bounce, pass it to Walker. It goes off her legs. She recovers inside the paint, kicks it out to Funkhauser. Funkhauser passes it over to Price. It's deflected. Price still able to catch it. Bounce passes it back to Funkhauser, who's standing inside the circle at midcourt. Funkhauser passes it over to Puller.
Washington came back with all starters, whereas Musselman kept Fitzpatrick on the bench.
Pass almost deflected. Puller has to go in a full split. Slowly get up, but the ball now with Walker. She posts up at the right block against Carmen Skinner, and it is good from Larkin Walker. 26-20 now, 7 minutes to go in this fourth quarter of regulation. Rivera pump fakes, spins around, finds Saunders in the right corner. Saunders starts her dribble, drives in to the right elbow. Three-pointer from the left side. It's banked in. Michaela Settles makes the three. That's her first 3 points of the evening. The third three-pointer tonight for Washington makes it 29-20 with 6:44. Ritchie for Price. Price dribbles to the inside on the right, and a double dribble called against Sarah Price. So the turnover may or may not be crucial here as Musselman trails by 9 with 6:36 to go in this fourth.
Yeah, I'm wondering why you're sitting on Fitzpatrick on the bench. This might be the time.
Yeah, Kayla Fitzpatrick, though, does have 3 fouls.
She comes to check in. She just
She's
missed.
at the scorer's table, so she'll come in next dead ball as Rivera with it for Washington. Gives it to Skinner, back out to Settles. Another three-pointer from Settles. That one no good. Through her legs into the hands of Puller. Puller all by herself. Layup no good from the right side, but a foul will be called. So she'll go to the free throw line with 6:17 to go. It's 29-20. Washington leads Musselman. And that foul called on Michaela Settles.
It's her third.
That's her third. So that will send again Sierra Puller to the free throw line. She is 1 for 2 so far today from there. 5 total points. It's just about her average at 4.9. First free throw off the rim a couple times. Falls from the back of the rim in through the net, so she now has 6 total points. Checking in is Fitzpatrick. Unless she's going in for the shooter. Never mind. She's going in for the shooter. So if the basket's made, she'll go in, and it's not. Off the front of the rim, no good. But getting her own rebound is Puller. She pulls up from inside the paint. That one no good. Osafo Mensah for Washington with the rebound. Rivera quickly brings it back the other way. Top of the key, finds a wide open teammate in the right corner. Her three-pointer from Hairston, no good. Rebounded, kicked back out. Two-pointer from the left corner is good. Olivia Saunders now has 4 total points, and it's a 10-point lead, the largest lead tonight for Washington. They only led by 1 at the half, but just like Friday night, the second half has been a change in pace for this Patriot team.
At what point, if you're Coach Elliott, you think about a timeout here to get Fitzpatrick in?
Puller bounce passes to Ritchie. It's swatted out of her hands from the left block by Skinner. Back the other way goes Washington. Hairston drives the right side. She's going to be double teamed. Has to pass it to Saunders, who will slow down the offense for Washington. Just dribbling it, guarded closely by Funkhauser. Saunders gets a pick from Skinner. She dribbles to the left wing.
Could have called a double dribble.
And tried to bounce pass it out to Rivera, but a whistle blows with 5:09 to go in this fourth quarter. It's 31-21. Washington leads Musselman. And a foul was called on Chloe Womble for the Lady Appleman. That's her second. And now finally able to check in is Fitzpatrick. She'll go in for Puller. Bennett also checks in for Musselman for Walker. Ball inbounded for Mary Rivera. Rivera at the top of the key. Passes it back to Carmen Skinner to her left side. Skinner passes it to the right for Osafo Mensah. Osafo Mensah passes it to Hairston in the right corner. Everybody swinging it around the perimeter. Only Osafo Mensah in the paint. Tries to give it down low to her from Hairston, but it's tipped out of bounds off Fitzpatrick for Musselman. It'll be Washington ball. 4:45 to go in this fourth quarter. And a timeout will be called, a full timeout called by Musselman. That's their second. Let's take a 30-second break. This is West Virginia High School girls basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Home Helpers of the Eastern Panhandle, making life easier for you, your family, and especially your loved ones that need their care. They are locally owned and searching for smiling faces to hire so that your loved one can stay in their home where they are the happiest. Call 304-433-8000 or visit homehelpershomecare.com/panhandle, or you can visit them at 3192 Winchester Avenue right here in Martinsburg. Each office is independently owned and operated.
TV 10 by Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, Robert Fields & Sons, family-owned full-service funeral home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown, Ranson. Proudly serving the area since 1880, as well as Ollie's VIP Northside, the best local spot to catch sports or hang out with friends. Stop by 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. Ollie's VIP will see you for the game as the ball inbounded to Rivera for Washington. 4:45 to go in this fourth quarter. It's 31-21. Washington leads Musselman. Rivera passes it to the left corner, and the three-pointer by Hairston is good. That's her first three-pointer made. She now has 9 total points. Funkhauser with it from Musselman. Bounce passes it across midcourt to Bennett. Bennett at the top of the key. Gives it to Womble behind her. More towards the midcourt logo. But she dribbles over to the right wing and might possibly take a long three. Nope, drives in, and her bounce pass stolen back the other way. Wide open is Rivera. Rivera picks up her dribble. Fadeaway jumper is good. Mary Rivera now has 5 total points, and it is 36-21 now. Washington pulling away from Musselman here at home. Funkhauser gets the pass and steps out of bounds, or was called for a travel first. Doesn't matter. It's a turnover either way. Washington gets the ball. It's 3:51 to go in this fourth quarter, and it's been all Patriots this second half. Rivera breaks midcourt on the right side, tries to cross over Bennett, drives the right baseline, bounce passes, finds Skinner wide open on the left side. Her shot off the rim, no good, rebounded by Ritchie for Musselman. Musselman has gone cold so far this quarter. Fitzpatrick picks up her dribble in the left wing, passes it to Ritchie, finds Funkhauser on the right side. Funkhauser drives in, shot up, no good, but a foul will be called with 3:24 to go in this fourth. Still a 15-point lead for Washington. And that foul called against Washington's Carmen Skinner. That's only her first, though. It is team fourth. Funkhauser to shoot 2. She averages 1.3 points per game, as the front end of the free throws off the back of the rim and back to her, no good. 36-21. Washington trying to improve to 12-4, 2-1 in the section. Musselman trying to avoid going to 4-14 and being winless in the section. Second free throw off the rim about 3 or 4 times before falling through the net, and makes it 36-22. Washington still in the lead. Safo-Mensah passes it to Rivera. Tries to find Hairston in the paint, but it's deflected by Bennett. Turnover, gives it right back to Musselman. Funkhauser drives the left side, loses her dribble, able to catch it though. Deflected from Osafo-Mensah into the hands of Hairston, back the other way. Right side layup from Hairston for Washington. Off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Musselman's Fitzpatrick, and she'll be fouled with 2:57 to go in this fourth quarter.
Washington fouls on Mary Hairston.
That's the 5th team foul for Washington, and it's against Hairston, her first. Washington setting up a full court press, but nobody guarding Ritchie, so she'll just dribble it across midcourt all by herself. Trying to sneak up behind her with Saunders. Ritchie picks up her dribble, passes it to Funkhauser. 2:46 to go in the fourth. Fitzpatrick with the ball now. Picks up her dribble at the top of the key, passes it down low. Running into each other was Bennett and Funkhauser, but it went last off the foot of a Patriot, so it'll remain Musselman ball as they trail by 14.
Skinner has got to overplay Fitzpatrick Skinner's got to overplay Ritchie to the left. She shoots left-handed.
Ball goes out of bounds again. It will be another inbounds for Musselman. 2:39 to go in this fourth quarter. It's a 14-point lead for Washington. Washington trying to beat Musselman again. They just did on Friday at Musselman. Ritchie pump fakes, Drive to the right elbow, passes it to the left side for Bennett. Her shot off the back of the iron, no good, rebounded by Carmen Skinner. Skinner passes it to Saunders, who dribbles across midcourt and will pass it to the left side for Mary Rivera. Rivera dribbles inside the circle at midcourt, guarded by Fitzpatrick. Crosses her over to the left side, finds Harrison in the left corner. Swings it all the way to the right elbow for Saunders. Saunders, double team, dribbles away out of it. Picks up her dribble now. Waits for a teammate. Osafo Mensah to Carmen Skinner. Carmen Skinner passes it. Beautiful swing to Rivera. Rivera pump fakes, drives the left baseline. Her shot no good, rebounded by Saunders. Saunders going to dribble her way out to the right corner. Bounce passes it down low for Osafo Mensah. Kicks it out for Harrison at the top of the key to Carmen Skinner. Back over to Settles. Three-pointer from the right corner, no good. And a travel violation will be called against Musselman to give the ball right back to the Washington Patriots. 1:43 to go in this fourth quarter. It's still 36-22. And as of right now, it looks like there's no way that Musselman can get back in this one. Rivera passes it inside to Osafo Mensah. Her shot no good off the front of the rim. Fitzpatrick going to quickly bring it back the other way. 2v1 for Musselman. Fitzpatrick keeps it herself. Her layup no good, but a foul is called. Minute 31 to go. That'll send Fitzpatrick to the free throw line. She only has 4 total points, all coming in the first half. It's 36-22. Washington leads the Lady Applemen, who have only scored 10 points this half. Fitzpatrick tried to bank it off, but it went short. She misses the first of these 2 free throws, as the foul was called against Olivia Saunders for Washington. That's her first, team 6th. Fitzpatrick's second free throw for Musselman is through the net and good. So that gives her 5 total points and makes it 36-23. 91 seconds to go in this fourth quarter. Harrison breaks midcourt. Dribbles, picks it up, gives it to Rivera. Rivera ahead of Osafo Mensah, driving in wide open, decides not to throw it down low to her. Instead, it's with Skinner. Skinner passes it out to Saunders, who's just standing there waiting for a defender to come towards her at midcourt. Dribbles a couple times, passes it over for Harrison. Harrison, guarded by Womble, picks up her dribble, gives it to Carmen Skinner at the top of the key. Skinner back to Harrison.
No shot clock in West Virginia. This is one of those situations where it's
all possession, just a drained clock. 1 minute to go exactly, and it looks like Musselman most likely not going to foul, as it's 36-23. They find Carmen Skinner down low, and she tries to go with a reverse layup, but hacked by Chloe Womble down low, and that'll send Carmen Skinner to the free throw line. So it wasn't really an intentional foul situation. It was just that she didn't want to allow the easy bucket there for Carmen Skinner. And before she's able to shoot the free throws, we get a timeout called. So let's take a 30-second break. This is West Virginia High School girls basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
It's the final push toward the postseason in EPAC boys and girls basketball.
Another three-pointer, top of the key, around the rim. It's good. Her and Edsel.
Now over to Zimmerman, off the fork screen, pick and roll. Swing it to Brown. His three-pointer is good. Nothing but net for Brown.
Bolduc has it now. He'll shoot a jumper, and that's good. A 2-point ball game here in the Cardinal Coliseum.
Join us throughout February for all the exciting action right here on your EPAC sports leader, Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Colin McLaughlin alongside me is Jim Klein. 59 seconds to go in this fourth quarter. Washington leads Musselman 36-23 in this high school girls basketball affair in the Mountain State. Carmen Skinner to shoot 2 free throws, makes the first to make it now 37-23. Carmen Skinner has 5 total points now for Washington. Trying to make it 6 if she can make the second free throw, and she does so. She averages 6.7 points per game, so right around it with 6 points. It's 38-23, a 15-point lead for Washington. Musselman inbounds it to Serenity Ritchie. She dribbles with her left hand across midcourt, gets it tipped by Rivera, but the ball rolls to Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick puts up a shot. That one no good. Rebounded down low by Serenity Ritchie at the left block. She puts up a shot from the left side and is fouled, so she'll go to the free throw line with 45.1 seconds to go. And just trying to chip into this deficit, but it might be too little too late for Musselman. Ritchie makes the first one. She now has 5 points. It is 38-24. Alex Ritchie puts up the second free throw. And that one goes around the rim and through. It's now 38-25 with 45.1 seconds left. Rivera passes midcourt. Wide open through the paint. An intentional foul possibly will be called in the paint. Fitzpatrick sends Rivera to the free throw line, and it looks like Fitzpatrick might have been hit in the mouth possibly as well. That'll send Rivera to the line. 39.3 seconds to go. It's 38-25. Washington leads Musselman. Rivera takes a couple dribbles before her first free throw, which is in the air now, and through the net. 6 total points for Mary Rivera. And some subs will enter for Washington. It's Lauren Coles as well as Kendall Atobi. Rivera to shoot her second free throw now, as it's 39-25. Washington leads. That one around the rim and into the hands of Ritchie. No good for Rivera. Musselman with the ball now. Puller dribbles across midcourt on the far side, met by Rivera, tries to pass it to Womble, and it goes out of bounds. It'll be Washington ball with 30.3 seconds to go. Let's see if Musselman allows them to just dribble out the clock. It looks like they're going to set up a full court press instead. The ball to Rivera. She sprints, guarded closely by Puller, crosses her over a couple times, breaks midcourt at the top of the key. Rivera now dribbles and picks it up, passes it to Hairston. 18 seconds to go. Fitzpatrick tries to steal it from her. Hairston passes it. It's stolen by Puller. Puller the other way. Right side layup, no good. Rebounded by Bennett. Bennett puts up a shot inside the paint. That one no good off the glass. Third time's a charm, though, as Kayla Fitzpatrick puts it up from the left side and makes it 39-27 with 3.1 seconds to go. And it looks like we had a timeout called by Musselman, but since there's 3 seconds left, we'll just keep it here because it looks like Washington's going to come away with this win, Jim.
Yeah, I mean, you have to believe that a 12-point lead with 3 seconds is enough.
As timeouts presented to you by the Mirius Group and Ameriprise Financial Advisors, Phil McCoy and John Everson. Stop by 1270 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg or phone them at 304-263-4343. But don't go anywhere when this horn sounds and the game goes to zeros and the final score is made official, because we'll have the Palace Lounge post-game show to give you stats, upcoming games, and more from around the EPAC with Spencer Dupuis for the And One post-game scoreboard show. But first, it's 39-27. Washington going to beat Musselman here tonight at home to improve to 12-4 overall, 2-1 in sectional play. Musselman will fall to 4-14, 0-4 in section play. Saunders inbounds it to Toby, back to Saunders, and the horn will sound. It's the final score. Washington wins 39-27 over the Musselman Lady Applemen.
39, Musselman 27.
Let's take a 2-minute break, and then we'll be back for the post-game show. This is West Virginia High School girls basketball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
Remember when you were a little kid and saw your first deer?
Oh, how cute.
As an adult, maybe you've had a different experience.
Where'd that come from?
Bambi mess up your dream machine? Call Cody's Auto Body today at 304-901-4777 and get the work done right the first time. Cody's Auto Body, 851 Wilston Street in Martinsburg, has a team of auto body professionals with a lifetime of experience putting your ride back together again, regardless of how it got that way. Cody's Auto Body.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg has a brand new list of daily specials. Monday, stop on in for burger night or enjoy a nice juicy steak every Tuesday and Wednesday. The Palace Lounge also offers freshly steamed shrimp Thursdays and chef specials every Friday and Saturday. Sunday is all-day breakfast and there are drink specials daily too. So come enjoy the Palace Lounge. You can find them on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard.
It's now time for the postgame show. Our broadcast team will break down the final stats, look at final scores from around the state, and look ahead to upcoming broadcasts. Today's game is brought to you by
The Skinner Law Firm, SkinnerFirm.com. Ollie's VIP. Milestone Realty, The Palace Lounge, The Mountaineer Grill and Pub, Cody's Auto Body, Modern Renovations, D&N Auto, Home Helpers of the Panhandle, Johnny's Express.
And now, let's send it back to our Talk Radio WRNR TV10 broadcast team for the postgame show.
Welcome back here to Washington High School. Colin McLaughlin here. Alongside me is Jim Klein as the Washington Patriots beat the Musselman Lady Applemen 39-27 to improve to 12-4 overall. Musselman again falls to 4-14. So we would like to welcome into the Palace Lounge postgame show, brought to you by the Palace Lounge on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg, with a full lunch and dinner menu, daily specials, in a clean, comfortable atmosphere. Check them out on the Palace Lounge's Facebook page. Let's now go into your game stats, brought to you by Bechtel Jewelers, West Virginia's largest Pandora retailer in Route 11, south of Inwood, taking care of you like nobody's business. And let's start with the Musselman Lady Applemen, as they were led scoring-wise by Kayla Fitzpatrick with 7 total points. Serenity Ritchie and Sierra Polar both had 6 points. 2 points were scored by Larkin Walker. Kira Bennett had 2, and Chloe Womble had 2 as well. Sarah Price and Elena Funkhauser rounded out in the scoring column for Musselman with 1 point each to total up the 27 points for the Lady Applemen. As for Washington, the 39 points were led by Ariana Harrison with 9 points. Right behind her was Alexa Asapo-Mensah, Carmen Skinner, and Mary Rivera with 6 points each. Addison Skinner had 5 points. Olivia Saunders had 4 points. And to round it out for Washington was Michaela Settles with 3 points. So there you have it. 39-27 was your score. We'll take another 2-minute break, and then when we come back here for more of the Palace Lounge post-game show, we'll give you tonight's awards with Jim Klein giving them out. Again, a 2-minute break. This is West Virginia High School girls basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10.
Remember that last trip to the auto mechanic?
I also think your solenoid gasket is bad.
What?
Yep, that'll be another $500.
Forget that and go to D&N Auto Specialist at 230 Tavern Road, Martinsburg, where honesty is their best policy. Serving the Eastern Panhandle since 1974, D&N Auto is family-owned and operated, specializing in exhaust alignments and tires. From general maintenance to major overhauls, they'll treat you right. Call D&N Auto Specialist at 304-267-4078.
Ever try to collect on an insurance claim? Perhaps a homeowner's claim, auto accident, or fire? Insurance companies collect money from you for protection should something bad happen. And when it does, they don't want to pay, or they offer too little. At Mansion Ferretti, we have an attorney who worked defending insurance companies and knows all the dirty tricks they play to deny or lowball your claim. Call us today for help in getting what you really deserve. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
Whether you're heading to a high school, college, or professional football game, Johnny's has all your tailgating go-tos. Delicious wings, meatballs, shrimp, burgers, and dogs. Plus, Johnny's has everything you need to serve it all up. Party trays, utensils, plates, cups, and more. Stop by either of our 2 great locations, 1456 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, and Route 11 South in Chambersburg.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Conveniently located right off 81 at 214 Mid-Atlantic Parkway, Mountaineer Grill and Pub offers many daily specials, including happy hour 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. with $2 domestic bottles and $2.50 domestic drafts. Monday night is trivia night, Thursday night is wing night, and Wednesday and Sunday night is steak night.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Welcome back to the final segment of the Palace Lounge post-game show. Colin McLaughlin here. Alongside me is Jim Klein. And now let's first go into the Cody's Body Shop rejection of the game, brought to you by Cody's Body Shop at 851 Wilson Street, Martinsburg. Family-owned, offering superior customer service and great pricing for a job done by experienced, certified technicians. Phone 304-901-4777 or visit their Facebook page. Jim, what do you got for us?
Man, third quarter, Osafa Mensah, she proved that she is a multi-sport talent with 4 minutes and 12 seconds to go. Not only was it a block, man, it looked like a kill shot. I would have put her down for a kill in the blocks, the way that she handled herself on the low post with the block.
So there you go. Alexa Safo-Mensah of Washington, the senior, gets tonight's Cody's Body Shop rejection of the game. Let's now go to the Parsons Ford moment of the game, brought to you by Parsons Ford on 1400 Shepherdstown Road and online at parsonsfordmartinsburg.com. They became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Mary Rivera hits a three to extend the lead to 36-21, which was the largest lead of the game at 15, and it proved to be enough because Washington only scored 3 more team points over the final 4 minutes of regulation, enough to win. The moment of the game goes to Mary Rivera.
And let's now give our final award, tonight's WVU Medicine Player of the Game, brought to you by WVU Medicine, Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, leading healthcare here and everywhere. What do you got, Jim?
Well, Ariana Hairston, not only did she lead all scorers with 9, but she extended the lead in the fourth with 4 minutes and 40 seconds to go when she banked a three-pointer to extend the lead to 13 points, and again led all scorers with 9. Ariana Hairston is your player of the game.
Yeah, she usually only scores 2.5 points per game, so when she scores 9, it's a big help, and could have possibly been the ultimate decider as Washington picks up the win over Musselman by a final score of 39-27. I'd like to thank all of our sponsors here for allowing us to broadcast this game here at Washington High School. Thank the athletic directors on both sides, as well as the head coaches and Jason Smith and A.D. Elliott for providing stats and team rosters for both sides to help us out. For Spencer Dupuy, here you'll hear from in 2 minutes. Harry Brown, Nick Verzolini, Jim Klein, I'm Colin McLaughlin, signing off from Washington High School again. Washington wins against Musselman 39-27. Until Wednesday night, have a good night, everybody.
This is Eric at Hagerstown Ford. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hagerstown Ford, it is that convenient. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hagerstown Ford will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time at a car dealership playing the dumb back-and-forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want and get your new ride delivered to you at no risk. See dealer for details.
It's the final push toward the postseason in EPAC boys and girls basketball.
Another three-pointer, top of the key, around the rim. It's good. Her and Edsel.
Now over to Zimmerman, off the fork screen, pick and roll. Swing it to Brown. His three-pointer is good. Nothing but net for Brown.
Bolduc has it now. He'll shoot a jumper, and that's good. A 2-point ball game here in the Cardinal Coliseum.
Join us throughout February for all the exciting action right here on your EPAC Sports Leader, Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Welcome here into the WRNR TV 10 studios here in Martinsburg, West Virginia. This is the postgame and one scoreboard show brought to you by Home Helpers Home Care of Martinsburg, serving the tri-state area, giving care the way you want to be cared for. Learn more by calling 304-433-8000. That's 304-433-8000. Spencer Bowie here, hanging out with you tonight on this postgame and one scoreboard show. Exciting one there as Washington continues its resurgence this season in high school girls basketball with the 39-27 victory over Musselman there at Washington High School in sectional play. A game that you could see here in a couple weeks during sectional play. Some other scores from around the EPAC. Thanks to head coach for the Hedgesville football team, head coach Matt Faircloth, for giving me these scores. The Hedgesville girls basketball team gets the 47-30 win over Shenandoah Valley Christian Academy. That game went final earlier right around 7 o'clock. And at the end of the third quarter, last check at the boys game between those two teams, Hedgesville had a 60-29 lead in that contest. Again, thanks to head football coach there at Hedgesville, Matt Faircloth, for the update. Musselman gets a win, gets back in the win column finally, gets in the boys' side, gets a 66-47 win over Broadfording Christian Academy. Shout out to Mr. Horner, Brian Horner, there for the scores on that one. Still have not gotten a score for Jefferson at Spring Mills girls. It's a little early to hit the coach up, so I'll text him here later on. You'll get that in the sports report there in the morning. But let's look at some PSAC scores here as Shepherd Women's Hoops in Action gets the 76-66 victory over Cal U, Pennsylvania. Abby Beeman led the way, 25 points, 13 assists with a double-double, 8 boards to go along with that, and 1 steal. Marley McLaughlin, 24 points, 8 of 13 shooting with 3 boards. She went 6 of 6 from the charity stripe there, as that really helped the 10-point victory there for the Shepherd Lady Rams. 1 assist adding her to her column. Now, Cindy Clayton went 5 of 10 from the field, 3 of 3 from the charity stripe, 2 boards, 1 assist, 1 block, and 2 steals with 13 points there. Men's game currently going on. Let's get a check here of the game here. I'll get you the live score as we speak from their live stream. Shepherd down 53-39. Last check, about 8 minutes left in the contest. Kyle Daggett, I believe, last check was leading the way in the scoring category like he has done lately for the Shepherd Rams. The senior there with 16 points on the night. Cam Stevens there and the second leading scorer with 11. Robinson off the bench was 7. Gibson off the bench was 6. 5 for Hewley, who's in the starting lineup. Poffenberger with 2. And 2 from Preston. I'll get you the final score for that tomorrow in the morning sports report on Marion in the Morning News. At the end of the third quarter, in some NBA action, which we'll tune over to here on Talk Radio WRNR once we're done momentarily. The Heat have a 91-70 lead over the Wizards at the end of the third quarter. The Wizards struggling right now. They need a huge fourth quarter to be able to do something there. Down 21 points. But we'll get ready to wrap things up here again. Final from this game, Washington girls basketball 39, Musselman 27, and other EPAC scores. Get you those again. Last check with Hedgesville boys at the end of the third quarter had a 60-29 lead over Shenandoah Valley Christian Academy. The Hedgesville girls got a 47-30 victory over that same Shenandoah Valley Christian Academy team. And the only other game, Musselman boys got a win over Broadfording Christian Academy, 66-47. The other game going on in the EPAC is Jefferson at Spring Mills. Girls action do not have a score on that one. We'll get you that in the morning sports report. But that'll do it here in the Home Helpers Home Care of Martinsburg, post-game and one scoreboard show brought to you by Home Helpers Home Care of Martinsburg, serving the tri-state area, giving care the way you want to be cared for. Learn more by calling 304-433-8000. That's 304-433-8000. Thanks to everybody, whether that be the coaches and the athletic directors there at both Washington and Musselman, for helping the guys out on the game broadcast there. For Colin McLaughlin, Jim Klein, Harry Brown, Nick Verzolini, I'm Spencer Dupuis saying so long. We'll talk to you tomorrow on the Sports Mix. Give you a quick preview for that. At 12:30, we'll be joined by Andrew Gillis of NBC Sports Washington. Talk Caps as the second half starts for them tomorrow. And at 12:45, a very special guest, Todd Schmidt of NFL Film, senior producer there, to just talk a little bit about the Super Bowl. But that does it again here for the Postgame and One Scoreboard Show, brought to you by Home Helpers Home Care of Martinsburg, serving the tri-state area, giving care the way you want to be cared for. Learn more by calling 304-433-8000. That's 304-433-8000. Again, on the Talk Radio WRNR 106.5 FM, AM 740 side. We'll tune you over to Washington Wizards basketball momentarily. TV 10, you'll get some law enforcement live, and then replay this game in about 30 minutes or so here, but that does it for me in the studio. This has been some high school girls basketball action on Talk Radio WRNR and on TV 10.
You've been listening to West Virginia High School Basketball. Today's game has been brought to you by
the Berkeley County Health Department, Bechtel Jewelers, Brown's Funeral Homes and Cremations, Hagerstown Ford, The Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, Gary Kelly Allstate Insurance, CMA Honda, the Mirius Group of Financial Advisors, Orsini's Home Store, Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, Smallwood and Small Insurance, and WVU Medicine, Berkeley Medical Center, and Jefferson Medical Center.
For the continued excitement of high school, college, and NBA basketball, keep it tuned to Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. All rights reserved.